Hello. We'd like to tell you the story of a truly remarkable new wind conversion idea that's going to really shake up the energy industry. A new idea we call the Windjuicer. It's a technology that installs wind to power conversion directly into the building that uses the electricity. A Windjuicer unit hidden inside a building will capture wind in city streets and alleys, amplify it, and convert it into electricity within any building in any town. What if we could take the power production of a wind farm and bring it into downtown and no one even noticed? That's what the Windjuicer has the power to accomplish. Imagine how that sort of ultra green power would change your own town's carbon footprint. What if this dramatic change could be brought about not by faceless corporations, but even better, by thousands of building owners, from office towers to homeowners, from malls to mini malls, from supermarkets to mom and pop corner grocery? And why will they want to do this? Well, not just out of social conscience or to halt climate change, but also because it is profitable. There is nothing more convincing than a really good deal. People are really getting on board with sustainable energy. Last year, wind and solar were the first and second leading sources of new power installation in the U.S. Wind energy production hit 60 gigawatts, enough to power 15 million homes. But wind farms are limited to super windy locations where they dominate the landscape and are often opposed because some say they're ugly, noisy, dangerous, and reputedly bird killers. Some monster turbines have to be dismembered just to get them to the wind farm site. Then the electricity has to be lugged into towns, with expensive power lines costing up to $5 million a mile. They require relay stations, transformers, access roads, service depots, and, of course, well, constant servicing. None of this capital-intensive infrastructure produces even one single watt of power. In fact, it eats up about 10% of the power produced. All these extra expenses make wind power uncompetitive, and just like oil, puts market control in the hands of a few well-financed players. We saw back in the 90s what happened when a handful of giant companies got control of fossil fuel energy. But what if the power conversion process were totally hidden, bird safe, sound insulated, and could be blended into the architectural style of any building? No one could hear it, no one could see it, and no one would even know it was there. And in a city where tens of thousands of building owners are providing a large chunk of the energy, manipulation becomes impossible. Price gouging, it's impossible. We have a true competitive commodity market. The Windjuicer system also is extremely productive. Using a standard 6-foot diameter turbine for conversion, it'll produce 6 to 10 times the amount of power that a comparable tower turbine would. And the energy won't have to be lugged anywhere. It's produced on site, right where it's used. Now, how does that happen? Well, we've all seen the wind whipping through a highway overpass or a bridge. Well, we've all experienced having to grab our clothes to keep them under control passing a tall building on a breezy day. The Windjuicer harnesses those effects by catching building accelerated wind and then boosting it so effectively that even breezes of 2 miles per hour will pump out electricity. Those are typical daily wind speeds for any city. The result is that during most days and nights, at least some amount of energy is trickling through the system. Standalone turbines come to a dead stop at speeds below 5 miles per hour. Over a year, that trickle effect amounts to a lot more energy than could ever be squeezed out of those old technology turbines. About 150,000 kilowatt hours per year will come out of a basic Windjuicer installation. You multiply that for a wider installation, for example on a large supermarket, multiply that by 6 to 10 times. The mechanism that grabs and converts the wind, it's also fixed securely to the building. There's none of that wear and tear that other turbines suffer from by being battered back and forth at the mercy of wildly bucking wind spurts. Instead of the wind being in control, the Windjuicer tames the wind, and it's in control. On top of that, the Windjuicer has a number of proprietary patent-pending techniques that it uses to grab off much more wind than a standalone turbine ever could. So, here's the bottom line. We have this earth-shattering technology, and we want to get it launched. The Windjuicer strategy really only works when many people join together to create an energy community. So we're asking the crowd to help us launch a new green planet and an energy market too diverse to manipulate. To launch a disruptive innovation takes a lot more convincing than selling some new potato peeler. Investors want to know why this has never been done before. And we'd love to explain to them that no one has ever had the courage to combine all the lab-proven techniques into a single system, a power system that doesn't have to twist around in order to catch the wind, a system that hides a green power production process seamlessly right in the building that uses that power. We need the power of money to power the message. That means financing travel and presentation expenses to put our system head to head, challenging any and all power systems in every category and in every public forum across the country. This first step takes seed money to get us at the table to all those conferences and competitions. America's really lagging behind in the clean energy revolution. China, Denmark, and even Germany are taking the lead in key energy achievements. Now, America has a chance to leap ahead using good old Yankee ingenuity. We can build the best wind energy system in the world right here in the good old USA. With a little more seedling money, we can take those first steps to launch the Windjuicer and the USA into a sustainable future. We can spread the message by wind tunnel testing and computer modeling, and that will give us the evidence we need to convince those doubters that a vision of a new sustainable energy world can be profitably built. Apple paved the way for a second industrial revolution by taking computers out of the exclusive control of a few IBM elites and into the hands of millions of Americans. Well, we can lead the clean energy revolution that very same way, taking it out of the exclusive control of the few and putting it into the hands of millions of Americans.